Huda, you got one more time with them B words. You better watch them B words because she did nothing wrong. Once again, a bombshell is supposed to come in and take your man. Let's get into it. Welcome again to Reality Reactions. We're back at it again. I am so excited to do episode 9 of Love Island. I have so many thoughts. I'm a little bit in a rush, so let's get into it. All right, first we begin where we left off. So we are back where we started, where we left off from last episode with Huda and Jeremiah talking about how Nick got in his head. And she's like, well, did you defend us? And he's like, I don't remember. Okay. Oh, I can't stand it when a person says I don't remember, especially when you do. It happened 10 seconds ago, but I'm going to leave him alone. And then she's like, if I wasn't serious, then I wouldn't tell you about my daughter. Now, her about this daughter thing, I am not sure if she's using it as manipulation, more like, oh, I told you about my daughter, like, kind of reel him in, and that's her like bargaining chip, or she means that genuinely. And I'm not saying she would use her daughter. It's just more like she's so into him that she just wants to keep him in her grasp. So that's the one thing that, let's tell you something that is really personal to me so I can persuade you to stay with me. She says, don't let the comments bother you from other people. He says, I'm human. Like, it's just a natural response to do that. I have a hard time expressing my feelings. She's like, I wish you would have just told me, which is what I said last time. He should have just expressed himself and this could have been squashed. Most arguments, if people would just express themselves when they feel it, it could get squashed and easily misunderstandings could be just done with. But, he says he'll be better for next time. Then we shift to a scene where the islanders are all around the fire pit. Shelly walks up and then she's like, oh, I'm not messing with you. I'm not messing with you. Basically, she's upset because, they pied her and, got cheesecake or whatever, the pie all over her face. And then Jeremiah's like, it's okay. You got some that he can lick off you. I said, lick off you. Okay, I see what timing you on. And then Alondra, his little backup, want to be like, oh yeah, lick it. I was like, oh my goodness. Okay, Love Island. We got even after Love Island After Dark. So then Ace actually does it right in front of Austin. I am just, oh my. If I couldn't even stand there if I was Austin, I'd be like, are you serious? This is after the game. You're going to do it right in front of my face. I would have crashed out about Shelly already. I don't know how Austin is doing it. I just agree with everybody else. Like, Austin better wake up, but we'll get into that in a little bit. Shelly really liked it, of course. So I just wish she would just be honest. I feel like it's obvious to us, but maybe not to her. Maybe we are just judging it too quickly, but I feel like everybody that I see on TikTok and myself see that Shelly is really into Ace. Why can't she just accept that? Maybe she's just saying like she's torn between picking like the right choice and like the flirtatious choice, the like suave choice, but I feel like it's always better to go with someone who's genuine than just someone who's like a charmer. Then we go to a scene where it's Charlie and Austin. Charlie really tries to talk some sense into Austin. Like, bro, you have to. She just let him lick the pie off her. Like, bro, come on, wake up. And he's still, I think at the end of it, is still torn. But I think he's still leaning towards trying to just wait it out with Shelly. But, oh, Austin, hopefully everything works out and she just makes a decision. I know that it's just a week in or so, but it's just, after a couple days, sometimes after a couple hours with somebody, if they're the one or not, or the one you want to be with for now. Then we go to a scene with Amaya and Shelly. Shelly and Amaya make up with each other. Just say, hey, I don't want to beef. I love you. We get along really well. I just want to move on. And they make up and it's fine. Ace decide to sleep in soul ties. He is Cardi B in this situation. When he beefs with someone, he beefs forever. Him and Amaya will just never be cool. I just think it's not that deep. Y'all need to just really squash it. He don't even want to sleep next to you, girl. Ace tells Nick that he plans on making hibachi breakfast for Shelly. And then the lights turn off. And of course, they show a scene where Jeremiah and Huda, let's just say, gets intimate. I don't want to say like all the way, but there is some moving around under the covers. Let's just put it that way. And then we have Shelly. They wake up in the morning. Shelly tells Austin that she wants eggs and bacon because he wants to cook for her. And then we have Amaya it's another funny scene was Amaya goes to the kitchen and then she sees Ace, turns right back around. The beef will never go away, but we move on. And then we have Jeremiah who tells Shelly that Oh, sorry, not Jeremiah. I'm getting them mixed up. Taylor goes to tell Chelly that Ace is making a hibachi breakfast for her, and he does it through this cute little text thing, which is cute. And then we have Austin, who's also in the kitchen, and finds out that Ace is actually cooking breakfast as well for Chelly. He's done before Ace and decides to give it to her anyway, which is, I think, the best move, because if he's not considerate of how you're moving, don't be considerate about how he's moving. I think, putting that like, hey, this, my girl, like, I'm going to do it anyway, you're not intimidating me, is the right way to go. And then we have Austin. He's handling it really well, better than what I would do with this whole Ace and Chelly thing. He goes back to the kitchen. Ace tells him that he respects the move, no beef there. And then Ace and Chelly go eat. And I wonder, did she eat Austin's breakfast? That was kind of quick. Like, I know that it was editing, but I hope that she ate a little bit of Austin's breakfast too, because I'm not going to cook in the kitchen just for you to tell another man the same order that you just told me, and now you ain't going to eat my breakfast, and I'm being gracious enough to not crash out? Oh no, please. And then Ace and Chelly are talking, and Ace goes, does it make you feel weird or bothered that I'm, applying pressure while you're in a couple? She said no, but it's overwhelming. Ace, and then he was like, oh, Ace and Austin, or him and Austin, are in like a friendly competition, but it's not really a competition. I'm like, boy, please back up off the lines. I can't stand it when it feels like someone is just, spitting too many lines at me. Like, it's cute in the beginning when you're trying to, get to know someone and really like let them know that you're interested. But day to day, like, I don't want to be talked to like that. Like, I want to get to know you. Chelly wants to get to know you. You are just complimenting me all the time and just staying surface level. Open up to me. What do we know about Ace? Even as the audience, we don't know nothing about him. It's time to quit it and get serious. And I liked how Chelly checked him and was like, first of all, the competition thing, that is for me to decide. You could be in competition and you just don't know it because you think you all Mr. Handsome and all that. But that is for me to decide. I said, Chelly, yes, do not let that man think he's got the one up. Keep him on his toes. Then we go to a scene where the girls are talking about how they feel bad for Austin. And Amaya's like, yeah, like, I feel the same way. What, you had all this time to, basically apply pressure to Chelly, and now you want to apply pressure? It's like, do you just like the game of like winning? So you want to battle against Austin just to come out on top? Like, you had a choice to pick Amaya or Chelly, and you picked Amaya. Like, you are here to play a game, and you thought that, picking Amaya would make Chelly want you more. But we are like, you are an adult. Those are childish games. Like, we have to grow up. We go back to Ace and Chelly. Ace feeds Chelly, and she's like, she doesn't feel like she's doing anything wrong. This is what we're here for. And then when she says, I don't feel like I'm doing nothing wrong, Ace was like, not yet. There we go again with the lines, but okay, let's move on. So she's just like, not yet. Like, I think she wants to still respect, Austin. And I think that's what Ace says next. He wants to get more intimate, but he wants to do it the right way. So they agree on that. And then also it's like, okay, you want to be more intimate, but you didn't want to touch Amaya, but okay, so you're a liar and you really used her. You didn't really like her, but that's messed up. Then he ends with, I'm going to plan another date tomorrow. You have to get up super early. And I'm just like, dang, another date? Like, why can't you just chill? Like, give Austin some time with her. I know that he has to take initiative himself, but if you're taking up all the time every day for breakfast, it's just, please, just don't overwhelm her. Like, let the connection grow naturally. Don't overwhelm her with doing something every single day. Like, can y'all just chill and just vibe with each other? Maybe it's an unpopular opinion. I don't know. But I just feel like it could be so much, like, it doesn't have to be so planned all the time. Let it just naturally go and build that connection. Chelly says that she likes both guys, but I think it's time to wrap it up. I don't want to rush her, but I am honestly also sick of seeing this back and forth. Pick a man so we can move on. And then Ace caught her while he was talking, actually looking at Austin. Well, that's how the editors put it, but later on she does confirm that. So, hey, maybe she does actually like him, but I'm not too sure. I still am on the fence about that. Chelly asks Ace if he is the jealous type. He says, yeah, but not that serious. We move on to Jeremiah and Huda working out. They talk about how Huda is going to tell Nick about her daughter today, and she thinks it's going to go well. Then we go to Amaya and Austin. I thought Amaya was going to press up on him and be like, hey, I'm interested. But it genuinely felt like she's just checking in on him, making sure that he feels okay. He expresses to her that he wants someone that's all about him, and that he and Amaya are very similar. And then we go back to Huda and Nick. She tells him about her being a mom, and it's just so funny that it took him so many times to understand what a mom was. He was like, Mamacita, mom of a dog. Like, why would that be a secret, Nick? But and he finally gets it, and then he asks, how does Jeremiah feel about it? She says he's fine with it. He loves kids. I'm still on the fence about if he's genuinely fine with it, but we'll see with this new mom show. And then with Nick, he feels Jeremiah really likes Huda, and then Huda expresses to him that she never met a person like Jeremiah. He only looks at her, and that he takes care of her. But how can you assess that in Love Island, though? Because you taking care of you, making you breakfast and always talking to you, loving on you and kissing on you. Like, there's not much to take care of. There's not much to do other than be about you. So I want to see him in the real world. Before I say that, I want to see him actually in the real world, taking care of me, being attentive to me, paying attention to me, but I'm happy for her. It's going, a lot's going on. It's going to take a lot to turn her head. That's what she tells Nick. And then Nick says that he's actually jealous because he loves kids and he thinks he'll be a great uncle. Nick also says it takes a lot of courage to come on Love Island with a kid and really try to find love. So he, commends her for that. Since she shared with Nick her truth about, being a mom, he also opened up and said that he donated his, specimen to a couple so they could have kids. He always wondered if that would be a deal breaker for girls to know that he had kids in the world. I did notice he said kids, so probably multiple. Huda thinks that's amazing. We go over to the next scene, and Taylor asks Ace to teach a dance class for him and Alondria to get a little closer, plan a little date. Ace is really excited. He said he's going to teach them salsa. They did pretty well. It was so cute, having them, get a little closer. So that was nice to see. They kissed. It did seem a little forced, and I did peep that Alondria did not have a confessional so we could hear her thoughts about the date. So maybe it didn't go so well for her. Maybe she felt like she's kind of over it. I don't know, but it was very interesting why they didn't do a confessional for Alondria. So now we are with Jeremiah and Nick. They're talking on the dock, I believe. Jeremiah did say something interesting. He was like, once I get past the connotation of taking care of another man's child. I'm like, you think like that? Is that something you have to genuinely get past? And he was like, oh, by the time I do that, we're going to have a kid. So it'll be fine. Like, it's going to take you years for you to get over that. It's just, you need to get over that in the first 2 weeks. Like, you are with a woman with a child, Jeremiah. You have to are you ready for that or not? And you have to be honest if you are. So then we have Jeremiah get all excited because he saw Nick get excited, and he said something very interesting that, Nick didn't freak out, so why am I freaking out? Why are you basing your reaction on someone else? Maybe Huda is right. You shouldn't put so much value into what others say. You definitely should take it in and consider it, but it shouldn't be your end all be all. But Nick did give him some good advice about considering all the pros and cons. Although it's a very exciting thing and could be a great thing, it is a lot of responsibility, and he genuinely takes that advice. And then we go back to Austin and Shelly talking. He expresses once again his doubts, his worries, and he's like sick of being in the love triangle. And then, they keep talking, basically no resolve, just still, it's just talking about it. Like, there's no resolve. Basically, she just gives him a little bit of reassurance, talking about, oh, when I'm with Ace, I was looking at you. So that's about it for Austin and Shelly. Charlie and Hannah talk. Hannah feels very comfortable with Charlie and really feels into him, and she tells him that he basically kind of has nothing to worry about for now. But she does say in her confessional that she finds comfort in chaos. So I hope that she embraces, if Charlie's really into her, that, this could be a peaceful and really loving and healthy, relationship. And then we have Shelly and Alondria talk about how she's conflicted. Once again, no resolution. We just keep talking. So that's why I'm saying I am done. I'm ready for Shelly to make a decision, because I cannot keep talking about her. You're conflicted. Be unconflicted. Then we have Sierra get a text about a lace and leather party. Everyone gets excited. Ariana comes in character, of course, with the black wig and her get up on with, basically her, how do I say this on YouTube? But maybe like BDSM outfit on, and you can, have your imagination going on that. And then they talk at the fire pit about, different like kinks and stuff that they have. Then we have this weird scene of Huda and Jeremiah, and she whispers to him, "I thought you were gonna do more to show me you like me." And I'm just like, "What more do you want him to do?" And that's what Jeremiah says too. It's like, "What? I haven't shown you enough." And then she's just like, "Well, you said that you would." I'm just like, well, what else can he do? There's nothing else he can do. The only other standout comment is that Austin likes candle wax. I'm not, king shaming, but that is very interesting and sounds very painful. But so then we go to the actual party. So they have these X's where the couples will be tied to and, kind of restrained while they do their cute little, sayings, that about how, well, actually, let me explain like this. They tie them up to the X's. They can pick from the box, of the different like accessories or toys, and then you have the girls have to tell them how bad, tell them why they are bad. Oh, sorry about that. And then we have Hannah. I'll show you the couple standout comments or standout moments that I thought that were there. Hannah spit in Charlie's mouth. I will repeat one more time. Hannah spit in Charlie's mouth. That was insane. I really hope that she knew he liked that beforehand so she can have somewhat of consent, but that is crazy just to do and just hope somebody is cool with it. I would never just do that out of a challenge. Like, that is very risky, but hey, it worked out for you, Hannah. I know I am way too shy for this challenge, so I commend them for being, able to put themselves out there. So after every couple goes, we have the bombshells come in. You know what? I'm not like the looks police because I know I'm not a 10 to everybody in the room. I will admit that. But all I'm saying is I wasn't too impressed. I liked the bodies, but I wasn't too impressed. But it's not like they were like ugly, not even by far, but it just wasn't like Miguel level. You know what I'm saying? So when they walked in, I wasn't like, it was more like, okay, I can deal with this. I can do this. So then we have Pepe, who is looking for Hannah and Sierra. And then Jalen, we have especially for Alondria. That is going to be interesting. I want to see how Taylor reacts because what happened to not attracted? What happened to, I just can't make it happen. Let's get going, buddy. I bet he is going to be all on her. And I personally, if I was Alondra, I would be unattracted to that. Like, that would turn me off because just like, you are not going to turn up the heat just because you see competition. You should want me regardless of if the other man is here or not. Then we have the boys tied up while all this is happening. And then we have the boys actually turn them around, or the new bombshells turn the boys around so they can't see. Of course, they're trying to peek and stuff while they make out. Nothing really happened with Pepe. All the girls kissed him. But when Jalen went, he was kissing Alondria. I know Alondria was like, woo. I would have to take a moment and be like, okay, let's take a moment. And Taylor was feeling it because he was like, all right, enough. When he was pressing up on her, like, basically not banging her. Don't take too much into that, but like pressing her up against the X, I'd have been like, oh my goodness. Yeah, I was feeling it at that point. And then he had his hand placement. You know what you're doing, sir. You know exactly what you're doing. And then we have Huda, which is, she got some nerve because he's kissing Amaya, and then she want to look, he's sucking the soul out of her. Because you excited because he's coming to you next, huh? Like, Huda, count your days because Jeremiah can't even kiss for 5 seconds without you freaking out. But we will get to that. And then we have Huda kiss the new bombshell, and I think both times she was just too into it. I feel like if she saw Jeremiah kiss like that, she would be pissed. Like, it would be a thing. That would be a genuine crash out for her. I will commend Jeremiah. He didn't crash out. He said one little thing about it's not that serious, and he didn't crash out 2 times. So I think that's pretty good. And then she want to end and then the worst thing of it all, she wants to end the kiss saying, I feel like I was being swallowed. Swallow, girl? Are you really trying to press this man? This man behind you is so-called your person. And you want to talk about how the kiss was so good you felt like you were being swallowed? Girl, please. And then we have Ariana, who's like, I didn't forget you boys, and brought in a girl. So she looked good, of course. And then we have Jeremiah and Nick, or she's coming for Jeremiah and Nick. People love Nick. I think Nick is a nice person, has a great personality. Once again, I'm just not too impressed with Nick. I wouldn't expect every bombshell to go after him. That's all I'm saying. And then we have Ace get really excited, of course. And then we have Huda. So she goes around to all the boys. We have Huda. She gets to Jeremiah and she finds a way to bend backwards. You know how as a kid you do those like bridges with your back and you like lean, flip backwards and you do a little bridge with your back? That's exactly what Huda looks like. I just can't even. It's so annoying that she doesn't let Jeremiah live, but then wants to do it back to him or wants to do too much when it's her turn. Hypocrite written all over it. So anyway, so then it's bad enough that she's bending backwards. Then she wants to be like, oh, babe, move your arm. And then she wants to say, B, if you don't quit it right now, thank you. She better watch them B words. Why are you calling everybody the B word? I'm sorry. I'm just passionate about this because me personally, I don't like being called the B word. Like, but am I going to make a scene about it? No. If I'm your friend and you just let it spill out, I'm not going to stop you and be like, don't call me that. I'm going to more just be like, okay, it's you. That's how you talk. That's fine. But let a random chick do it. No, thank you. Especially with some animosity behind it. You're going to have to see me. And then, and I wish the bombshell wouldn't even been like stopped. Like I would have been like, you know what? I think I want round 2. And then Ace was like, it's cool when they do it. I mean, it is. There is a lot of hypocrisy when the girls are doing it. They're like, hey, all so excited and stuff. But when the guys do it, they hush mouth. So I will admit, he on to something right there. And that's the end of the episode. So we didn't get a tomorrow night. So I don't have anything to preview, but I'm so excited. I hope you all subscribe, like, comment, share, and we will see you tomorrow morning.